Oh, I never noticed those rotating before.
Yeah.
I'm Megan, and this is Beau and our daughter Beckett. All of our days and long nights have led us here.
Good morning.
We've struggled. We've danced. We've succeeded.
Officially passed all of our inspections. Our electrical is signed off. We have our certificate of occupancy. Yes.
And then our life was turned upside down.
Beau went to sleep and didn't wake up.
Hopefully you'll stay with us on this wild ride.
Good morning. Well, I'm sure this looks familiar to some of you. This is our boiler, our in-floor radiant heat system, water tank, all the things. And I don't know anything about it. And it's officially winter. Well, technically not. It's only November 29th, so technically we're still in fall, but winter has hit here. We have I don't know, probably 5 to 6 inches of snow, and I have thermostats that don't work. Everything is, Beau already pre-wired everything in there, but when we moved in, we didn't need the heat on, so he just rigged it so the one thermostat was working, and right now it's the one thermostat is controlling the whole house, all of the zones downstairs and the upstairs, and it's an issue. So I had to do some digging and figure out what company, because I couldn't remember who we ordered this from, and get a hold of the guy that was Beau's contact that helped us do all the installation and everything. And luckily I was able to find it. So today I get to have a conversation with him for a couple hours. He said it'd probably take 1 or 2 hours to walk me through how to fix this. So now you guys get to see your very first episode of Megan is Electrical, because I'm gonna have to figure this out. He's supposed to call here in a bit, so we'll get going. Hopefully it's an easy fix. The thermostats are all installed, and they're all wired to the right zones, but right now they're just wired so only one's controlling them instead of them all controlling their own zones. So hopefully it's an easy fix, but this is a project that I gotta get done because it's only gonna get colder. I really just want this to be taken care of so there's, more peace of mind. So we'll see how I do. I don't know if it's kind of hard to see right now how this is all wired together, and I'm not exactly sure the difference, but so these are the 3 in downstairs zones, and then these are the 2 upstairs zones. So, you can tell, so they're all wired together down here, but for whatever reason, only one of the thermostats is actually controlling the heat. So I'm gonna have to undo this mess and then put it back together. That's the plan. You guys, look at all this snow. This is on my porch, which, by the way, there's a good 12 to 14 inch drop off my porch to the ground. My porch is completely covered and all this snow is getting on it. Today is gonna be wild.
I'm looking at just kind of some of the original zone layouts, and I just want to verify a few things before we start ripping it apart.
Okay.
So the whole shop is on a zone, and all those PEX lines are the ones that come directly under the boiler and attached to that manifold. So that's cool. And then to the left of it, it looks like we had like the kitchen, living room, dining room on a zone.
Yep.
And 2 other zones there. So on the main level, we had 3 plus the shop is 4, right?
I think there's 3 manifolds in the house. There's only 2 thermostats. Okay. So because there's a manifold in the spare room, there's one in the laundry room, and there's one in the master. But I think the one in the laundry room and the one in the spare room are connected. Because there's not a third thermostat anywhere. Or at least I don't know if there was supposed to be, but there's not. So we're just going to go with that.
Yeah, typically per manifold you'd have a T-stat wire.
Okay.
But let's look at it this way. if you go into the mechanical room there.
Yep.
Now, we had all of ours bundled up, labeled T1, T2, T3, T4,
Right.
and 5. How many wires do you come into the mechanical room, as far as thermostat wires go right now? I can see the picture. It looks like, well, I can't tell which ones are. It looks like I've got 3 right there. These would be the ones that would have been ran during rough-in.
Right.
And then would attach to our pre-labeled ones, T1 through T5.
I honestly I see 2 coming out of the wall. And one of them goes to the giant bunch, and then the other one goes to the, how do you say it? It's not taco, it's taco?
Taco, yeah.
Okay, so then one goes to the taco. Right, so the 4 and 5, or sorry, it's 5 and 6. 5 and 6 go upstairs. And then 1, 2, and 3 are downstairs, and then the boiler must be 4. Because it has its own, like the manifold's out here, and there's no, or I don't know, maybe the boiler's 1, 2, or, but,
well,
because there's 3 zones inside, so 4 must be the boiler.
T6. So right now, based on, going all the way to T6, that technically should have 6 thermostats. But, so like, if I'm looking at the picture, T5 and T6, those are the valves on the right.
Correct.
And then got the red PEX lines going up.
Straight up, yep.
That's feeding 2 zones for the staple up on the upper level. Do you have 2 thermostats there?
I don't have 2 thermostats, but there are 2 manifolds. There's a manifold in each bedroom upstairs.
Do you happen to remember if you see any just wires dangling out of the wall?
Well, I just connected to the thermostat to the one that was. So, like, the thermostat's ready to go, but there's only 1. There's not 2.
This is going to get a little more tricky.
Because
is up for T5 and T6, each one to those separate manifolds on the upper level.
Right.
And have 2 T-stat wires coming back to control those, but it sounds like you've just got the 1 T-stat.
Yeah.
The guest bedroom and the master will have them run together, basically. And then the kitchen, living room, dining room, of course, that'll get its own zone.
Okay. All right, yesterday, the gentleman that is helping me fix this ended up having to reschedule for today. So we put a pause on that. He lives over on the totally opposite side of the state, and they got a bunch of snow yesterday, and his day was crazy. So he called me back today. The funny thing about that is we got a crazy storm last night, and we already have, I don't know, probably 6 to 8 inches, and we're supposed to get another 6 to 8 inches by the end of the night. So yeah, I'm excited to get this going. We're figuring out the game plans. I think it's going to be a process. I don't know how to do electrical. I mean, I guess I did wire some lights and pull lines and all of that fun stuff, but this might be a little bit above my pay grade. This is Sarah. She's our newest family member. And she is attacking me right now. Hi. You're trying to eat my slippers? Hi. You need some love? She's Sarah, since we already have Winnie, Winifred, and Binks. And then this one's Sarah. Alright, when he calls me back, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, kind of on the bottom left. And those RNs that we pre-wired should have a label on them. T1, T2, T3, T4, T5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. Yep.
So what we want to do, we're going to have to unwire nut our bundles that are all tied together.
Okay.
And what we're ultimately going to do is the pre-labeled bundles T4 and T5.
T5 and 6, right? Yeah, because 4 is the shop.
Yeah, there's 2 plugs.
Oh, okay. Unplug those?
Yeah, unplug both of those.
Okay. Okay.
And then you should see the power go off on that Taco box now.
Yep, it did.
Okay. So, down where those are wire nutted together, find the pre-labeled ones T5 and T6.
Okay, I see them.
And we're going to undo those wire nuts and take those 2 out of the bundle.
Okay.
Let me know when you got that. Oh, you know what I'm thinking?
What?
Do you have any more of those wire nuts laying around?
Probably.
You're gonna need a handful of those. I just realized.
Okay. T5 and 6 are loose.
Okay, now here's where it's gonna be tricky, but we can figure it out.
Okay.
You've got one thermostat wire from the upstairs coming back to that room.
Okay.
I don't suppose you know which one that is, do you?
I don't.
We can figure it out by, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this.
Let me see if I can figure out where.
Because currently in the house, only one thermostat was, or two were working, one in the shop was powered on, and
Yep.
one for the bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. So ultimately, with all those T1 through T6 that we had pre-labeled, it sounds like you just had two wires going, one for the garage, one for the master bedroom.
Okay, the one that's not labeled, that's like in these the bunch that was all wired together, the way I'm looking at it, it looks like that's T4. So that one goes, it's coming out of the wall and it goes down, and it's the only one that doesn't have a label on it still. So I'm assuming that's the shop one, and it comes right out of the wall right here. And then the other one coming out of the wall right next to it is going straight into the taco box. And then the only other wire that I can tell is also going into the taco box that comes up out of that whole bundle. Yeah, I have no idea where it's coming from. Like, cause those are the only ones like creeping up walls and anything that I see. Even if I follow this other one, it just goes to the taco box, and then this one goes to the shop.
Let me see, I'm gonna look through some pictures that he originally sent and see if I see.
Okay, so right now what's going on is we are missing the inlet wires for the upstairs furnace. I have no idea where like the reconnect is supposed to be, and for the hallway thermostat, which controls the kitchen, living room, dining room. I'm gonna grab a ladder and see what I can find. Before I keep going, I'm gonna change my shoes because my husband would kill me if I was climbing a ladder in my slippers. So I found the one I think that comes from the kitchen, but I'm gonna see if maybe the one for upstairs is lost up here somewhere. I think I found it. I do not want to have this giant roll come undone while I'm, all this is like our data cable, and I don't want it to come undone, so I'm gonna re-tape it as I untape it. I'm already starting to see why he said this is going to take us a couple hours to do. Doesn't help that I'm slow and have no idea what I'm doing. Anybody out there want to come help? I'll take it. I'm very thankful that I have even the slightest inclination of what I need to be doing right now, because prior to all this, had you asked me if I could have done any of these things, the answer would have been no. Beau talks so much. I'm sorry. Oh, this makes... so much. It's been hard with the holidays. But honestly, doing stuff like this without him is harder. It was our thing. We built this together. I'm sorry.
All right, sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to get. So I found it. I found both.
Okay, so we got one from the upstairs, one for the hallway,
Yep.
one for the master.
The one for the the one for the master must be the one that's already in there, right?
Oh yeah, correct, because that one's already
Yeah. The one in the hallway is taped in real good with all these other wires. So I'm just fighting it to get it out. And then I found the other one. It was just all balled up in the insulation. I had to pull the insulation out of the ceiling, and I found it in there.
Okay, so that would probably be the upstairs then one we're thinking?
Yeah, that's my guess. I went back to where everything comes out, and there was two, and then I just followed them and pulled the insulation out, and the whole reel just came falling through the ceiling.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, okay, I'll take it. Luckily, I found this one. It was labeled. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get out of all of these other wires. And then when I took the insulation down out of the ceiling, I found the other one, which I'm really hoping is the other thermostat and not the doorbell, because we did use the same wire to do the doorbell, because it's, I don't know, whatever thermostat wire is, it's enough power to run the doorbell, so that's what it is. I might have to whole hog through here though to get this one across, because it's already insulated in the 2x4s up there, and I'm not sure how else to, I don't want to dig all that insulation out of there, so I might have to just bust out the whole hog. I'm going to go through there and then staple up and come down and around. So I feel like for my first solo mission back at any of this crap, should I start saying the F word a lot? I'm taking on a pretty big one. I'm almost there. I swear. I've got to get.
Perfect, no problem. I was on the phone and
Okay.
I didn't know if that was you calling. So.
No, I've got to get one hole through this 2x4 and then I'm ready.
Bingo. Call me when you're ready.
Okay. Right. Actually, I'm going to just go behind it. I just said the F word. Ha ha ha. Let's hope this is all right. Okay, that one's where it needs to go. Okay, I think we're ready.
Okay. Let's, we might as well just start with the upstairs, which is T5 and 6.
Yep.
And then grab your thermostat wire for that one.
Okay.
And ultimately what we're going to do, let me go to that picture. Okay, so you've got the bundled wires there. You got T5 and T6 out of there.
Yep.
Now, ours that are pre-labeled T5, T6, all we're using is red, white, and green from both of those.
Okay.
And then your thermostat that you found from the upstairs, we're only going to use red, white, and green from that.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is take the thermostat red, and you're going to take the T5 red and T6 red, wire that together.
Okay.
Then you'll do the same for the white one and
The green one? Okay.
So yeah, you're basically going to have two reds from T5 and T6, and then the red from the thermostat wire. You'll wire nut those together, and then same thing for the white and greens.
Okay. And then, what do I do with the blue and the yellow that's coming out of the thermostat? The
blue and the yellow, is that from the thermostat wire from the upstairs?
Yes.
You can just abandon those because we're not using that Basically, all of our
Can I just-
thermostats are 3 wires.
Can I just cut them off, like, as
You
far
can
back
just
as
cut 'em
I...
off. We don't have any power connection to those, yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. Now I gotta remember how to wire all these together. Like, twist them together.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain, but you take your, like, 3 reds,
Uh-huh.
and you can kind of twist them together with your fingers and/or just jam them in that wire nut. And then if you turn that, gosh, what is that? Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Right.
If you tighten that like a bottle cap, it'll kind of bind them together,
Okay.
and they kind of get locked in there. And then give them a little tug to make sure they're more or less all kind of
Yeah.
tight. You might have to strip them back some, but if it looks like Beau already did that. So
Yeah, I stripped the ones back that came out of the thermostat, so
perfect.
I do know how to do that much.
Bingo.
Okay, it's all wired together.
Perfect. Okay. The bundles that you took out, that he had bundled all those greens, whites.
Yep.
To test it, I want to make sure just kind of those loose wires.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure they're kind of separated enough where they're not touching any other wires.
I just pulled out 5 and 6, and do you want me to
Okay.
completely undo it? Because I can.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
If you were able to just slip them out, that
Yep.
should be just fine.
Yeah, I just pulled out 5 and 6.
And I'd have to say, you're doing it way better than most people I talk to.
Oh, well, thank you.
Get it, and they just unplug everything, and it gets messy quick. So we're on the right track.
I'm trying to keep everything organized as I take it apart. So, okay, luckily I know a tiny bit about electrical and wiring. Actually, so far it was harder to find the wires and put them and get them where they needed to go. These wires are tiny. I also feel like you're really close to my face. Sorry. Well, I didn't take the GoPro back upstairs with me when we went back up and tried the thermostat, but it was successful. You guys, I wired my first thermostat. I did it. Now let's see if the next one works. I feel like if that one was the one wire I was worried about being the doorbell, and it wasn't. So I know for sure this one is the hallway because it was labeled. So in theory, this should go as planned right now. I'm excited to get this done though, because we are going to play in all this snow that we're getting today. I have to plow, which again was always Beau's job. I'm going to do my best. I still have the skid steer. I did it one day last week. It's not the prettiest job, but wow. Sorry. While I wait for Mike to call me back, I'm going to start cleaning up my mess. So I just checked. The lights are on. I got all the insulation in, and then I checked the lights, which tells you whether it's pulling whether it's calling for hot water or not. Oh, there we go. Yeah, buddy. I did it. High five myself. They are working. They're on. I was wrong about 1 and 2 and 3, but hey, so T3 I thought was the master. Looks like T2 is the master, so now T1 and T3, which is the spare room and the living room, will ride together, but you know what? I don't care. This is a win. All right, I'm done. That's it. She's working. I'm so happy. Proud of myself. I wish I could share this with Beau, but he'd be very proud of me for figuring that out without him. I can do hard things. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for being here. I don't know when the next one will be out, but don't forget to like and subscribe. Go back and watch us be goofy together, because you're stuck with just me from now on. He's always in my thoughts. He's always here with us. But we're gonna go play in the snow for the day. See you on the next one.